Have you ever felt like someone played with your nerves? One single word that flipped your day, burned your calmness, and exposed your weakness. Have you ever faced someone who knows exactly how to press the wrong button inside you? Who knows when to speak and how to plant their poison in your sentences until you explode, then regret it? You sit after every situation asking yourself, why did I get angry? Why couldn't I control myself? Why did I look like the weaker side? The truth is, the world doesn't forgive those who lose their temper. Every time you explode, you lose something. And every time you show your weakness, others use it as a weapon against you. Provocateurs don't defeat you with their words. They defeat you through your reaction. When you react impulsively, they expose you. And when you're exposed, they exploit you. How many times have you regretted your reaction? How many times have you said something you didn't mean? How many times have you fallen into a trap set by someone who didn't even deserve your attention? In this video, I won't share shallow or repeated advice. Instead, I'll reveal step by step how I gained full control over my emotions, to the point where anyone trying to provoke me today ends up feeling confused. You'll discover psychological strategies that start with simple techniques and evolve into deep tools that completely change your thinking patterns and reactions. Stay with me, because what's waiting for you isn't just a video, it's a turning point. What's here? Part 1. Why are some people easily provoked more than others? At one stage in my life, I used to think that quick anger was a sign of masculinity, that someone who reacts quickly and gets furious when insulted was a real person who stands up for their rights. I used to be proud of my fast reactions and justified them with one word: I'm honest, I can't tolerate insults. But over time, I started noticing something strange. I was often getting angry about trivial things: a glance from a stranger, a passing comment, the tone of someone I didn't even know. I felt like the whole world was against me, and everyone around me was attacking my confidence while I stood alone defending myself. But was that really masculinity? Or was I living in constant defense without even realizing it? Once, after an absurd situation where I got extremely angry, an old friend told me, "Why do you always take everything personally?" At first, I laughed and mocked his words, but his sentence kept ringing in my ears for days. That's when I started asking myself, why? Why do I react like this? What is being triggered inside me? And why do I seem so fragile on the inside, even though I project strength outwardly? With time and experience, I discovered a painful truth. Quick anger wasn't courage. It was a clear sign that there were unresolved issues within me. Deep down, I carried a hidden feeling of inadequacy, an inner sense that I wasn't enough. Every comment, every criticism, every careless action by others would touch that old wound. I thought I was angry because others were crossing boundaries. But the truth was, I hadn't set clear internal boundaries yet. There was a gap between what I claimed about myself and what I truly believed. I get provoked by anyone hinting, even subtly, that I was weak, unintelligent, or a failure, because secretly I believed those words might actually be true. Even stranger, I got most provoked by people who resembled me internally. Those who had the same hesitation, anxiety, and inner struggles, but hid them behind a facade of false calm or confidence. I saw them as a mirror of what I was running away from inside myself. That's when the change began. When you realize that provocation comes not only from others, but from your own internal conflicts, you begin to see every moment of anger as an opportunity to ask yourself, why am I still holding on to this? What old wound haven't I allowed to heal? Once you understand this, you start seeing things from a completely new perspective. Provocation doesn't just reveal your weakness, it reveals layers of pain, fear, and old stories you thought were gone, but are still alive inside you, waiting for any moment to resurface. And the moment you start facing these stories, something inside you changes. You stop reacting. Not because you've become cold or indifferent, but because you no longer see words as mirrors of yourself. Part 2, who presses the button and why? Have you noticed how some people are experts at pushing your buttons without even raising their voices? A single word, a glance, or silence is enough to make you lose control. The reason isn't that they control you, it's that they influence how you see yourself. A simple example, if someone says to you, You always get anxious in difficult situations, and you believe it, you'll get angry. But if you're confident that you've changed and moved past that, you'll simply smile. So the key isn't controlling the outside, and it's reprogramming the inside. It's changing the inner dialogue that runs constantly in your mind. Part 3, 3 simple steps to start controlling your emotions during provocation. Everything happens fast. A hurtful word, a sharp look, a subtle sarcasm, and before you know it, you've exploded. You speak, shout, or even respond with insults. Minutes later, you feel regret, asking yourself, I could have stayed calm. Why didn't I? But here's the truth many overlook. In every provoking situation, there's a hidden moment, a golden moment, very short, yet powerful enough to change everything. Step 1. Pause before reacting. The golden moment of awareness. In every situation, there's what's called the golden gap, the space between the trigger and your reaction. This gap is what distinguishes a conscious human from one who lives on automatic reactions. When someone raises their voice, mocks your words, or questions your abilities, immediately ask yourself, do I really need to respond now, or can I choose? If you hold on to that moment, you'll realize you're not a slave to anger. You have a choice. Say no. Step 2. Breathe slowly. Yes, just breathe. This isn't just a cliche self-help slogan, it's a technique used by soldiers in dangerous moments, sometimes called tactical breathing. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds, hold for 4, then exhale slowly through your mouth for another 4. You'll notice your heartbeat calming and your mind returning gradually to clarity. Then, stay silent. Observe. Watch the person's face, eyes, body language. Shift your focus from your inner chaos to external awareness. Silent observation gives you a control that no one sees, but you will feel deeply. Step 3. Remember your real goal. Is your goal to win the argument, to return the insult, or is it to fully dominate the situation? Calmness isn't weakness, it's intelligence. It's proof of unshakable inner confidence. Anyone can scream, but the one who chooses to remain silent despite knowing they are strong, that's the person who commands respect. Controlling your nerves isn't just about managing anger, it's about mastering your life. Part 4. Deep psychological tools to become the master of situations. This is where the real transformation begins. It wasn't enough anymore to just keep my cool. I wanted to turn from someone resisting provocation into someone who controls the entire situation. I discovered psychological tools used by great leaders, the smartest negotiators, and the strongest personalities in the world. They aren't emotionless people. They are individuals who master the art of managing feelings. They know how to silence anger without uttering a harsh word. Technique 1. Cold repetition. When someone attacks you, don't respond with aggression. Instead, repeat their words calmly. For example, if someone says, "It's obvious you're weak," reply with, "You say I'm weak," but in a calm, almost emotionless tone. This forces them to hear their own words coming out of your mouth. Often, they'll begin to feel the absurdity of what they said. They may justify, retreat, or fall silent. The secret is not to resist them, but to reflect their energy back and make them confront themselves without realizing it. Technique 2. Steady eye contact without reaction. Look them directly in the eye. Don't smile, don't frown, just remain steady. Most provocateurs thrive on your reaction, but when you give them nothing, they become uneasy. Silence strips them bare. In that moment, their words lose power, and their fake authority turns into visible confusion. Technique 3. Intelligent withdrawal. I learned that withdrawal doesn't mean defeat. It can sometimes be the strongest move on the battlefield. Withdrawal doesn't mean fleeing. It means choosing to delay your response until the right timing serves you, not them. You're not running from the fight. You're creating a scene they won't forget. When you walk away calmly while fire burns behind you, that's mastery.